This podcast is part of the MyPodcast.com network. Go online right now and get your very own 100% free podcast, MyPodcast.com.
Hello and welcome to the Kerry and Sign podcast. My name is Joe Connor, and over the next while I'll give you a short guide to some of the more exciting Kerry artists that I've met over the past few months. It's by no means exhaustive or complete, it's just a little snapshot of artists living in Kerry. Some are striving for a break and some are happy to continue what they are doing. Some are positive about Kerry while some wish for improvements. Many styles are represented here, and I'm guessing it's just the tip of the iceberg. So, who are these artists and what have they got to say? Well, firstly, back in May of this year, I met Tralee hip-hop duo Lineage, comprising Alex O'Brien and Miguel Ahamada. Here's Alex.
Our songs, man, are hurt, hope, it's just everything, stress, it's got raw emotion, it's got the feeling of the day, everything that we're brutal to get things done.
Cause life is so exquisite and I'm loving every second that I live it.
Next was singer-songwriter Jim Quinn from The Soul, whom I met in June.
We really had high aspirations at that time. Like, we were going to be the next U2, and there was nobody else going to tell us any different.
I told you I'd miss you someday.
Voice of Jim Quinn. Next I caught up with Tralee girl Aisling O'Carroll, a classical music enthusiast.
I started piano at home when I was 3 years, and I started lessons when I was 4, I think.
And finally, rock band Filtra. Here's Tom Lee from the band.
I think Dwarf is a massive, really strong Irish scene in bands, you know, and everyone seems to be helping everyone, which is cool.
Okay, so that was a little introduction, but how did these people all get started? What's their history? Let's hear from Lineage and Alex again.
I suppose, really, when I became, really got into music seriously, I was playing a lot of sports and I was doing judo and basketball. I was in various competitions just up and down the country, really. I was in school band, so I always kind of was in music a little bit. And just when I kind of hit 19 is when I started to DJ, and music progressed into a career as opposed to an old hobby.
And what kind of sounds gripped him?
Hard house, I suppose, at the start when I got into it, because hard house was mental, and I think it did attract a young audience, at that age, because of the energy and just dance, like. So I went from hard house, I suppose, through the techno into more progressive and funky houses as the music started to progress, and I got more into the sounds and the notes and the keys and chords and the way music progressed, as opposed to just so, yeah.
No comparison to no other one.
And what about Miguel from the group?
Before I ever done anything to do with music, I was always, drawing, you know what I mean? I was a very lonely kid, so I'd spend a lot of time on my own drawing and stuff like that, and then suddenly, that's when I started, back in 99, when I was 14, I was doing all that stuff, and then in 2001 was when I started doing music, and it was hip-hop straight away. Like, I always liked music. My dad used to blast out Bob Marley every morning and stuff like that, but yeah, hip-hop always, but like the styles changed loads, you can go, I listen to everything, really, classical, everything.
What was the reaction at home and from family members? Alex again.
It's always get a job that pays you money and not a job that you enjoy. So I suppose now they support me because they know that I've been doing this for so long, and there's no chance I'm going to stop. Like,
he tried to make me strong.
Speaking about his father,
and said, true to yourself, prepare for life. You know what I mean? Like, there's no anybody can pass me down the town. They can call me whatever they want, Bin Laden, Jesus, or whatever, And I wouldn't even look at them. I wouldn't protest or nothing, because I know myself that if actually one day they're gonna pass someone who actually is mad and say something to them, and they're gonna get a dig, And
worse. You don't get a dig anymore.
Influenced by them, because they taught me how to be a good person, and develop and actually evolve and leave all these negativity things past in the back, and I actually feel that my dad has taught me so much that I want to teach my kid how to be better than me, as he's taught me how to be better than him. And I think that's the point of life itself, Ancestors evolution and stuff like that.
No comparison to no.
And how is their work viewed by outsiders?
At the start, they laugh at you. The bigger people just laugh at you first of all, and then you eventually progress, and they see that you insist and persist, and eventually they just say they actually are here worthy.
Give me guidance.
This is the Carry On Sign podcast. Next we hear more about Lineage and how they would describe themselves, and they also reveal something about their work ethic. Here's McGilligan.
I can't actually describe what we are personally.
They're hearing it right here. Lineage have left hip hop.
Yeah.
This is an exclusive.
Yeah.
Like we're going to another level of music, something different. The Key They yeah, which is the Key They is the debut track to the album From Here From There, and it's like basically we've got MCs. Miguel raps in Spanish, I'm in English, and the bare Irish word that I do know. We got rappers from America coming in, singers from town, people from various, like Kenny Cobblewood from the States. We got many people, James Kennedy, many people like from different influences. It's like I suppose if you look at it, we're the least musicians out of everyone that we bring into this kind of collective in a way, but we're finding the people that we believe are a group. You know what I mean? We're putting together the people that we believe are the cream of the crop in the same room and just lock the door.
You're from here, we're from there. We feel your burden, man, we're well aware.
I have to say myself personally, in the last 5 years I haven't heard at least a hip-hop album that has actually amazed me or hit me or that I actually even listen to. All I listen to is the older stuff, underground stuff. I listen to more mad music, actually underground people out there, or reggae, or like I listen to different kinds of music more than the music I make myself. But it's just, I think it's lost. People have lost it. They became fake. All this jewellery, all this, way of being all gangster and stuff like that is pure fake. I don't live that.
Our songs, man, are hurt, hope. It's just everything. Stress. It's got raw emotion. It's got the feeling of the day. Everything that we're brutal to get things done. Every track that we've made, we've done within the day. Written, produced, rapped, done, finished. And out the way, because that was the emotion or the feeling that was driving the music.
You're from here, we're from there. We feel your burden, man, we're well aware.
We ain't the same as anybody else, so we're not going to take no one out of their space, and we're just going to create our own little place there, and we're just going to sit there and see what happens.
If anyone turns around to us and says to us, like, who's going to tell us that we can't do it? The people basically are the people. Record labels, the days of record labels are done and dusted. Like, you know what I mean? We're ready now to fire stuff out and basically own everything that we make and own the rights to it, lease it to people for like, say shows like radio and TV shows. We make music we make skits for clubs, for nightclubs, techno. There is no one that can tell you no that you can't be a musician. I'm not saying that everyone is born to be. I think that people have lost the plot that way, because now they think that everyone can be everything. It doesn't really go that way. I think that some people are born, you got your life path, that's what you must do. You're a guy who sees things different than the next guy. Maybe you're to pass a message on. You know what I mean? Not everyone's the same. There's no one that can stop us making it.
That was Alex O'Brien. Here Miguel shares his determination.
You can feel also, some days they'll be like, they encourage you, and you're being encouraged to make music, and you make it and you're delighted. Other days they stop you and they say, don't do your shit, But that just makes you actually write a whole new track about why can't I make it, it's that's what a point of a write is, If I wasn't rapping, I'd be writing lyrics of poetry or books or stories or novels, anything. But I think keep throwing out your expression, your colours, and you make it. I feel very happy with what we're doing, is a few years ago when people say, oh, you're rapping in Spanish, my dad would say to me, oh, you're never going to get nowhere because no one can understand you, and the real language is English. It's the world dominating language. And I always felt, well, there's a reason why I was born in Spain and grew up there, and I want to represent that, you know, Latino kind of Spanish language side, the gypsy side, you know, like if they all in Spain, we listen to English music all the time. Over here, they don't listen to any other world language music. So I think bringing a bit of that over here and mixing it up with English, mixing it up with a bit of Romanian, French, you know, I think it's actually the variety is what makes it nice, you know, like a salad full of colours, you know. If it was only lettuce in there, you wouldn't eat it, like, you know, but full of colours and full of taste. That's what I think, you know. So I'm happy, very happy.
Similar to Lineage, Jim Quinn also collaborates with positive results. So that was a brief history of Lineage. Next, I caught up with Asti residing singer-songwriter Jim Quinn.